Number 6. The Doctor Who Stayed. Beginning, Dr. Mariam was a young doctor who chose to serve in a small hospital in a remote village instead of a comfortable city clinic. She believed that the poor deserved good treatment as much as anyone else. Middle. One summer, a dangerous fever spread quickly through the area. Within days, the wards were overflowing and fear gripped everyone. Some staff members left their duty, and even her own family begged her to return to the safety of the city. Dr. Mariam refused politely. "If doctors run away, who will care for these people?" she said. Day and night, she treated patients, arranged medicines from the city, and taught families how to keep their water clean and their children safe. And after 2 exhausting weeks, the disease was finally brought under control, and hundreds of lives were saved. The administration honored her with a medal, and her quiet courage was written about in newspapers and discussed in schools. That is why the nation considers her a role model. Moral. The highest form of success is the service of suffering humanity. Number 7. Fire in the science lab. Beginning. It was an ordinary morning, and our class was busy in the science laboratory performing a chemistry practical. The room buzzed with the usual noise of students and clinking apparatus. Middle. Suddenly, a thin line of smoke began to rise from a switchboard in the corner. Within seconds, a small flame appeared and started to spread along the wires, and the smell of burning filled the air. Some students screamed and rushed towards the door all at once, almost crushing each other in their panic. But our teacher raised his voice firmly. "Stay calm and walk out in a line," he ordered. His steady voice brought order to the chaos. While we filed out safely, the teacher grabbed the fire extinguisher from the wall and aimed it at the flames, just as he had been trained to do. Another teacher cut off the main electricity supply to stop the fire from spreading. And within minutes, the fire was under control, and not a single student was harmed. Later, the principal praised our teacher's presence of mind and announced that fire safety drills would be held regularly. The incident proved how discipline and training can save lives in an emergency. Moral. In a crisis, calmness and preparation are stronger than fear. Number 8. The Teacher Who Lit Lamps. Beginning. Sir Ahmed taught at a small school in a poor neighborhood. He noticed that many bright children were leaving their studies because their parents could not afford books or fees. Middle. It pained him to see talent wasted because of poverty, so he decided to do something. After his regular duty, he began free evening classes in the school veranda and started a small book bank from his own salary. At first, only a few children came, but slowly the veranda filled with eager students. Sir Ahmed taught them with patience, lent them books, and convinced their parents to let them continue. He treated every child as if their future were his own. And years later, those same children became teachers, clerks, engineers, and nurses. On every Teacher's Day, they returned to thank the man who had refused to let them give up, and the community honored him for changing an entire generation. That is why his students considered him a role model. Moral. A sincere teacher does not just deliver lessons, he changes lives. Number 9. The accident I cannot forget. Beginning. One evening, I was walking home from college along the main road. The traffic was heavy, and vehicles rushed past as people hurried to reach their homes before dark. Middle. Suddenly, a speeding car came around the bend and struck a man on a motorcycle. There was a terrible crash. The motorcyclist was thrown to the ground and lay there bleeding, unable to move. A crowd gathered at once, but most people only stared or took out their phones. No one stepped forward to help, and precious minutes were slipping away as the injured man groaned in pain. I gathered my courage and acted. I called the rescue service, gave them the exact location, and asked the bystanders to make space so the man could breathe. Together with one kind shopkeeper, I kept the injured man calm until help arrived. And the ambulance reached quickly, and the man was rushed to hospital, where the doctors later said that timely help had saved his life. That evening left a deep mark on my heart. I learned that careless driving can destroy lives in a single moment. Moral, road safety, and a sense of responsibility are everyone's duty. Number 10, the young scientist. Beginning. Sana grew up in a village where clean drinking water was a luxury. As a child, she watched her neighbors fall ill again and again from drinking dirty water, and she promised herself she would find an answer. Middle. She studied science with fierce determination, often reading by lamplight when there was no electricity. Her teachers noticed her curiosity and encouraged her to keep going despite the difficulties around her. At college, Sana focused all her projects on one problem: how to clean water cheaply. After many failures, she designed a simple, low-cost filter that an ordinary family could build and use at home. And her invention was tested and proved effective. Soon it spread from village to village, and thousands of families finally had safe water to drink. Universities invited her to speak, and the country celebrated the young woman who had turned a childhood promise into a national blessing. That is why the nation considers her a role model. Moral. Knowledge becomes truly great only when it is used to serve people.